Okay. Good morning, Warren County. You are listening to Warren First 931. I am your host of the show, Kelly Walker Slaughter, and it is our Halloween edition spectacular. On the show today, of course, I have my one and only, my honorary co-host, Miss Melody Krim, and also too at 9:00 we're gonna have Dr. A.L. Blackheart come in and tell us some spooky stories. So I'm looking really forward to that. But first and foremost, as always, I have Melody to come in here because there is so much going on in this community, and it's hard for me to remember all of them at once.
That's a lot.
And with that said, I'm going to go backtrack a little bit and then come up to present day.
Okay.
I feel like, and Melody can agree with me, I feel like we in Warren County have been hit hard with devastation, destructions, and deaths. And it all started for me. And again, when the Jesse Miller, when he passed away in the car wreck, and then followed right after that, it was Phyllis, right?
Yeah.
And then now coming up to present time, we have had a house fire. We have had another car wreck injury and a death. Yeah. And so talking about that, and good morning, Tom. But with that said, I feel like there's got to be healing somewhere. And so, as you know, as I call us the Bible Belt of the South, I'm going to start, we're going to put a page up on Warren First. If you have, even if you want to make it a unknown prayer, like just say prayers, please, something. Oh, look at that.
I know. That's what, I'm sorry.
Sorry. No. Again,
Nate, the chef over at Cumberland, just walked by dressed as Dr. Seuss's cat in the hat. And it was adorable. Sorry.
It's okay. Good morning, Jan. But again, it's like we're squirrel.
There's a lot happening on Main Street.
There is. And but with that said, Warren First 931 is going to have a prayers page, and it's going to be pinned to the top, and it's never going to be taken down. And if there is a need for you or someone and you want to be as detailed as possible or not as detailed as possible, saying, please pray for a family. You can be as simple, or an unspoken prayer, put it on that list, and then all the prayer warriors in our community can go to that page and look at that and pray, you know?
And I will say, yes, we tragically lost the life of a 16-year-old, as many of you know, Abigail Jones, yesterday.
Yes.
Her parents are, I'm sure, shell-shocked, but her baby sister was in the car with her, Gabby, and Gabby is now in the hospital. I don't know the condition, but whatever the condition, they're going to need healing and they're going to need prayers, because that's a lot for Gabby to have to have dealt with, to have been in the car when that happened. That's going to lead to PTSD, most likely. Many people think that that's just something that military people suffer from. It is not. It is any tragedy. My husband,
my niece,
has PTSD. It's
from her car wreck.
It's horrible. So let's just keep those prayers. And everybody keeps asking, this is not Penny Jones who owns Evelyn Taylor. This is a different Penny Jones. I know Gath canceled their trunk or treat last night because of this tragedy, but also Freedom Life Church put out an announcement, or put out a statement about this. So I'm not sure where the church family is. Of course, there could be multiple church families. Can never have too many churches on your side.
But you know them because they were good supporters of Caring Hearts United.
Yes. For anybody who's been to our bingo games, when we've had the hot dogs and the hamburger nights, this is the family that provided those for us to sell. So it's, they've been talking about it since last night. Let me tell you something. Those Caring Hearts girls, once they start texting, it goes.
Yeah.
It goes. But
It's just a sad
it's
time right
it's
now.
just too much.
Yeah.
Mm,
It's so, and like we've been talking about, and I've talked to Melody and a couple of my other friends. There's not enough time for healing. There's not enough, but
mm-mm.
there will be. And I think if we all pray together, because
Yeah,
they say when you get a room full of folks and pray about one thing or all the things, it. I know when my dad was sick and when my dad passed away, I felt this huge weight of comfort and in peace during the whole process.
yeah.
And I know that when the Jesse Miller family had their tragic accident, we prayed for them, and I know that they felt the peace and comfort. I know that through the Phyllis Prater, stuff going on,
That was
that
subservice. Let me
you
tell you,
that service was amazing.
there had to have been like 400 to 500 people there.
Hmm.
It was such an outpouring of love and support and a
Yes.
look for closure.
Hmm.
Um,
It
okay,
was
I
very
mean,
well
we're
done.
still reeling from that. It's just been a lot. And and you see that even with when celebrities pass away, it's always in threes.
Yeah.
And I think we're past three now. We can stop. Please stop.
I would like to stop. I mean,
It's just too much.
and I will also say before I forget this, I haven't mentioned it. I do not know, but a student at MTSU
Yeah.
Tuesday night, uh,
No,
unfortunately,
morning.
oh, sorry, Tuesday morning. I found out Tuesday night. That's where I'm getting it in my
Yeah,
head.
that's okay.
I was in Nashville at the time.
Uh,
Committed
no,
suicide.
it was Monday morning.
It was Tuesday morning.
I thought it was Monday morning because they closed down the entire campus on Tuesday.
I thought they closed campus yesterday.
Okay,
It doesn't.
sometime this week there was a suicide at the campus at
Yeah,
the library. I'm getting mixed stories as to what exactly happened, but it doesn't
yeah.
really matter. It was a suicide. It was not gun violence.
No,
For those of you who want to get on that high horse and say that guns are bad and evil and we need to ban them all, it
no.
was not.
It was just a troubled college student
Who is
that
broken?
had some, I don't want to say mental issues because we don't know, but
Well, I mean,
there
but
was some mental
if you're
things going
committing
on.
suicide, then there's definitely mental health issues that needed help and did not receive it.
Yeah.
And
I'm going to let you know when it happened because this is when she texted me.
Mm.
It was Monday. You're correct.
Okay.
Melody's right. I'm wrong. It's okay. It happens. That's why you're here. But the MTSU Parent and Family Association put out a newsletter that the Blue Raider family is mourning the loss of a student who died by suicide this afternoon at the James E. Walker Library. The student's emergency contact has been notified, and it says community members who need support can meet the counselor teams. And it said that the library was going to be closed that rest of the day, and the campus was closed all day Tuesday. There you go. But there's just so many devastating news going out right
Yeah.
now. I'm like pulling for where's our positive? And if
Yeah.
that is our positive is to do a prayer list and everybody just start praying the crap out of everything.
Maybe we need to have a gathering at the flagpole downtown or something, and
Something,
just have
or
a giant prayer circle
at the
or
lot. Which
something.
one is it called?
The lot's down there. The Security Federal lawn is that way.
Thank you. If we need to
I'm
go,
getting it today, guys.
Yeah, you are. You're on top
I'm on
of it.
top
I'm
of
just here. I'm just here. But if we need to get together and if there's like a group that wants to do this, and we can make something happen, I mean, Brian Carr's going to be coming on.
Brian be a great one to spearhead that, or Jarvis, who came and prayed with us last week.
And I do know coming up this weekend Brian, I was going to let him talk more about it. At the Park Theater, they're having a worship thing.
Okay, good.
And so something like that, you can tie it in together would be great.
I think Maggie's over there. There's a couple of people standing outside the Park Theater. I think one of them is Maggie Fan.
Okay.
I can't tell from this distance. Okay. It's just good to see her back on duty, guys.
Good morning, Kathy.
There's some good news because that was, Maggie wasn't doing so good for a hot minute.
That's a positive.
That is a positive. I like to find the positive when we've got the rain clouds. I like to try to find the sun. It's a me thing.
Yeah. Before I forget too.
In that.
Yeah, that is. And also too,
I
think so. Or I can't see her face now. But we also need to be praying for the Woods family, Billy Woods family, because I'm hearing a lot of different stories, but as of last night, I was told by someone that today they have to make a decision. He's not been in the best of health, and they have to make a decision today. And if I'm wrong on that, I do apologize, but I'm hearing so many stories, and I didn't want to bother the family at this time because when I don't say we didn't pull the plug with daddy. When we had the last conversation with
Mhm.
my father and telling him it's okay, like, Nick's talked about taking care of the nursery, letting him know that he
Giving him that
can,
closure. Yeah,
morning,
it's
Jeff.
okay to
Yeah,
go.
giving him closure that things will be taken care of. And I think that's what was my dad's strength, is his work ethic. Like, he's like, I have a purpose. I need to be somewhere. I need to take care of something. And so, when that happened, that was the hardest thing that we had to do as a family, to tell my father that, everything's going to be okay. We are going to be fine. And we all had to tell him, which was hard on me and everyone that did this, that dad, it's okay to let go. It's okay to go home. That's what we
Yeah.
all told him, go home.
Well,
And
that's I mean, we did the same thing with my mom. I mean,
mhm,
when we found out that her brain tumor was unmethylated, which
mhm,
meant that it would never there was no cure. They could hit it with radiation, they could hit it with chemo, they could cut it out. It would just keep coming back and back
yeah,
and back.
yeah,
I'm her I never fully understood how much she was able to comprehend um with the brain tumor.
yeah,
And I sat her down, I had her best friend on the phone, and I said, "Mom, this is where we are." I
mhm,
said, "We can continue to radiate, we can continue to chemotherapy, and you'll get a few months, but they're not gonna be the best months, or we can call it quits right now, and we can spend the last months of your life blowing my inheritance and making memories and having a good old time."
yeah,
And she goes, "Well, we're not blowing your inheritance." I said, "Oh, yeah, we are."
yeah,
And, she said, "Okay, I can go home." And so those last months, there was no, no. Anything she wanted, anything she asked for, she
mhm.
got. We went on one last adventure. She ate macadamia nuts till she was blue in the face. She had her first Kraft box mac and cheese.
Oh, that's
My
right. I
mother
remember you
had been
telling
on
me
that
that.
diet since before I was born. She'd never had Totino's pizza roll. She'd never had box mac and cheese. She ate that whole box. We didn't get none of it. She's like, "This is so good." Something's going on over there. The
I
cops are
didn't
gathering.
know
And
it's
there
yeah.
goes Chris Rippey.
Yeah. Sorry. This is how we are,
I'm
guys.
telling you, we need a split
Keeping
screen
it
so y'all can see
real.
what we're seeing. I mean, there's like 5 or 6 cops over
I feel
there.
like you need to go and ask them, hey, what you doing?
I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna go find some news. Hang on.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll be right here. Because that's just a lot. Are they eating breakfast together? But with that said, I am going to be putting up on our Warren First 931 page a prayer list. And with that prayer list, like we said earlier, you can put unspoken prayers. You can be like, pray for my job. I need this new job. I just, anything that is important to you. We would like to talk about it, or pray, or we need to pray about it. I'm sorry, not talk about. We need to pray about it.
Something little is going on, and no, they don't wanna come on air and talk about it.
Oh.
Hmm. We'll still figure out what it is. Give us a minute.
Are they gonna save the dog on the back of the
I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway,
But with that
um,
said, again, we are going to do our best because this show is all about the community, and we cannot thrive or move forward or do as good as we do without you guys, without the support of the community.
very true.
And so, if you have anything that is going on while I'm thinking about before Brian gets here,
Oh, I've got a couple of announcements. We need to talk about everything that's happening today because there's a lot happening, guys.
Billy on the street. Hold on. You go
Okay,
ahead.
she goes that way. I'm gonna talk to you guys. So it is Halloween. We've got downtown trick or treating at 3 o'clock today. I think they're closing. What did they say? It's closing the streets at 2. Is that what the announcement was? Hang on. She's over there. Hang on. Let me double check and see what I said. Okay, so downtown, the special friends trick or treating, which are people with with special needs who get a little bit overstimulated in large crowds or who have dietary restrictions. They're going from 10 to 11:30, and then
Thank you. Yeah, talk about that.
I am so grateful that we got that going. I took that to Jennifer Meredith and I said, Jennifer, can we not do something where the special needs kids can come? Y'all, there's like 1,500 kids that come downtown. I gave out 1,500 treat bags when I used to do this with the museum. It's insane. And some people, I myself, get a little overstimulated when large crowds like that. And I was like, is there not something we can do? And she used her resources and got a hold of McMinnville Special Games and the schools and made that happen. And I'm
I think
so
it's so great.
so grateful for
Yeah.
that. But they are closing Main Street from Chancery, which is this intersection right here by the library, to Market Street.
I guess it's all the way down.
Somewhere down there. I don't know Market Street.
Yeah.
Anyway, close to traffic from 2 to 6 to ensure a safe and enjoyable environment. I agree. That's another thing I fought for,
Great.
because that first year, that was terrifying. These people fly down Main Street. You guys do not understand how fast they fly down this Main Street. And the city can't do anything about that. This is a state road. It is a state issue, and they're not seeing it as a priority. So I'm for one, I'm grateful for that, because that way the sidewalks aren't as congested. Please feel free to walk in the roads. But the sidewalks aren't as congested. You're not having to worry about the kids because they're hopped up on sugar and they're just zero focused.
I'm getting more candy.
Yeah, they're not thinking about traffic, and that's a lot to ask on the parents. To
Yes.
try to keep up with all of that.
Yes.
If we can give them a little bit of peace of mind, I think that's wonderful. But the trick or treating downtown is from 3 to 5. So come on down and do that. The Trail of Treats at the Civic Center is tonight.
It's tonight from 5 to 6:30.
So,
Yeah,
however,
so it's a family-friendly, safe trick-or-treating. And I will say we did share the post on our Facebook and Instagram page, and you can actually see the trail routes where you can start and line up.
there is a map also for downtown trick or treating.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
on
nice.
the Main Street McMinnville page.
Yeah.
So,
And that's not all that's going on as far
No.
as trick or treating,
Well-
because I'm pulling up the rest right now.
is there a bunch of trick or treats?
Mhm. So if you don't want to go to the Trail of Treats, which I say you still should, because that's going to be from 5 to 6:30, the Plaza Shopping Center is getting together with all their businesses,
Okay.
and they start at 5 p.m. as well tonight. And you can go line up and do their area.
Okay, I'm going to give a PSA about that. I think that's a great idea, but parents, you need to be warned. If you've got littles, the haunted house is in the Plaza Shopping Center. We went last night. Even the outside is a little bit scary. They've got characters and stuff running around.
Thank
So,
you, Lisa.
Just be cautious if you're going to take your kids to the plaza that's there, and you may want to give a pre-talk about how they're just in costume and they're
Yeah.
participating too, and it's really not as scary as it looks.
It's not.
It's not. And I'm going to talk to you guys about that haunted house here in a minute.
Yes, she is. And lastly, if you want to finish
Thank you, Lisa.
if you want to finish your trunk or treating, go to in Morrison, go to the detention center, it's from 6 to 8. So if you want to do some night, later night stuff. And again, let me talk about the weather right quick too, because the news guy is just scaring me half to death about rain and encouraging people to go trick or treating early. Can I just say this as a parent that works, and all the other parents that work, some people don't get off till 3, 4,
Right.
5.
Right.
5 o'clock at the latest, and some don't get off till 6. If the lights aren't, let's just say this now, if the lights are not on, they're not home yet from work. But with that said, as far as the weather today goes, it says partly cloudy, conditions expect around 9 a.m. The lowest will feel like 59 degrees. And as I'm looking on our weather, it says that rain is not going to hit Warren County in McMinnville till almost 10 p.m. And that's a 38% chance of rain.
Okay, get out there. The weather's beautiful. What's going on? I should be in sweatshirts by now, and I'm wearing a t-shirt.
Well, I was telling the people that were calling me yesterday, I'm like, are y'all watching the Nashville news? Because in Nashville, the rain's going to hit a little bit different than here.
It always does.
It always does.
It always does.
So if you don't have like the Weather Channel app or AccuWeather, and it's not deemed in your area, like you need to put your area code in there, you're not going to get the right weather report when you watch News Channel 4, 2, and 3. I'm sorry, you're just not.
No.
So Go ahead though. Your turn.
No, you're fine. Okay. So is that all of the activities?
That's all the
Trick-or-treating?
activities
Okay.
of trick or treating. I will say that if you have a game plan, good for you. We always do. So have a
Yes.
game plan.
So,
Morning, Christy.
okay. Also, FYI, for your information, Tops is closing at 6 today. So they are closing early, so don't roll up in here at 7 expecting to get a sandwich or a froyo after you've done trick-or-treating.
Yeah.
It's just not gonna happen. I, for one, am grateful that they're closing early because that means I get my husband back sooner.
Yeah.
But if you are where I am, where all your babies are grown and you don't have children to trick-or-treat, which this will be the first year. Normally, I just adopt somebody else's child.
Yeah.
And just so you know, the movie theater is going to be open tonight.
Yep.
No special showings. They're just going to be playing what's been playing. I think Venom 3's up there. I don't remember what else. But it's regular movies, regular hours. Just the 7:15 show. There's no 9 o'clock show. So just the 7:15.
I'll look the other movies up while you're chatting.
Yes, there we go. And the haunted house. Let's talk about this haunted house.
Let's talk about it.
So last night, I gathered up my son and his absolutely delightful girlfriend, Taylor, and we went to the haunted house, the Rigor Mortis haunted house. Now, I've only ever been one other time, and this was several years ago, and I did it for Valentine's Day.
Okay.
So much has changed. It has gotten so much better. It was intense. So first of all, let's talk about the fact that this is Jordan Winton.
Yes.
Did I say his name right? Okay. Who is going to be he's a magician. Studied under one of the best. Okay. And he's actually going to be doing his show at the Park Theater next Friday. I am so excited.
I want to take Walker.
Let me tell you something. Apparently, that's the trick, is to get a magician to do the haunted house, because the optical illusions and the stuff is insane in there.
Really?
Oh, it scared the fire out of me. And I'm like, now Taylor's walking through there. We got a couple of good screams at her. I've learned the way to scare her.
Pictures?
I did get pictures. He was so kind. He gave me a press pass to let the monsters know that I was allowed to take their photo. Oh. I didn't do too many, but we are going to have that in the newsletter. And they are open through this weekend. And it is I think it's like $30-something and change to get in there, unless you want to do the express line. But let me tell y'all, it's worth every cent. This is 2 floors of haunted. But Taylor, I have learned Taylor's way to scare her is jump scare. She will scream like a starlet from the 40s if you jump scare her. But the rest of the time, she's walking through there talking to everybody. She's like, "Hey, how are you? Are you having a good time?" I'm like, "Taylor, stop talking to the monster."
So I think
she's such a vibe. She cracks me up. And we somehow have picked up 2 other kids. There were 2 other teenagers there, and they're like, "Can you take them through?" I'm like, "Okay, you know me, I'll just take other people's kids." And they were so much fun, and we had the best time. And there were a couple of times it was pitch black in there. There was not a light. We were just standing there. We're like, "Where do we go?
What do we do?
What do we do?" Yeah. But it was great. One of my favorite scenes from when I did it, at Valentine's was in the lower part. There's this whole cemetery graveyard that is so well done. I am now creeped out by regular graveyards because of because it's just so spooky down there. I mean, even the floor, they've made the floor feel like dirt. You know, like you're walking on dirt.
See, I'm glad I didn't go.
David's like, "Oh, the floor's squishy." It was so well done.
You know how they did that? It's like they did a mix of carpet and something to make it.
Oh, or there's foam under there. It could be memory foam under there. I don't know. But it was 2 stories, and there's a little gift shop at the end, and there's a Halloweeny dog in there. There's a little dachshund doggy on that walks the counter while you're paying, asking for pets.
Yeah.
I got a great picture of him, but he's a Halloweeny, and I'm telling you, it was well worth it. The kids loved it. Taylor was so excited to get to go to haunted house, and she was just ecstatic when she came out of there. And
sorry, there's the chief of police. Sorry.
Okay, something's definitely going on next door. We're gonna do our own investigating in a minute.
I'm fixing to text her.
I know, Detective Nicole.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on over there?
Oh, and by the way, Christy Perkins was saying her daughter's been through rigor mortis twice now, and it's only $27.99.
Yeah, well, I said 30 and some change when you add in the tax and stuff. But I'm telling you, it's worth every single penny. And he was so gracious and accommodating, and he's wonderful, and he does want to come on the air at some point and talk to us about his show.
Very
So I've
good.
got to friend him on
Look at you
Facebook.
networking.
I'm trying, but he was such a delight. I really enjoyed meeting him. And
I just texted her.
twice, 13 years old. So see, I mean, even the younger ones, I mean, I wouldn't take like a 6-year-old in there because it was stuff flies down off the ceiling
I'm not
at
going to
you.
take this 40-year-old in there either.
Yeah, I know that's what I said. Kelly's not going in. But I mean, stuff flies down from the ceiling. I got hit by a rat.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah,
So it's like a
was
4D experience.
oh, you have no
the
idea. There's
smells, the
people,
touches, everything.
smells. There were people coming out. There's stuff coming from the ceiling. I mean, you have to be on your toes through the whole thing.
Me and Christy
It
will
was
just
incredible.
wait for you outside in the car.
Right? Yeah, we're just no. But I would do it again. It was because see, when I went there, you started on a ride. You sat on a ride, but now you go in there and this box talks to you and yells at you. It's like a library. You start in a library in this box. I got a
That's
picture
up
of the
your
box.
alley.
I know. Well, until the lights turned off and there was weird symbols on the books.
Oh, well.
It got a little creepy. But the floor still moves, like the ride is there. It was great. It was very well done. But definitely from now on, if I go to a haunted house, I'll be like, did a magician put yours together? Because if not, then I'm not going in.
This is
I
why,
really do
and
think
I will
that's the
say this
secret.
before my phone dies, because there's all the movies going on.
Okay.
Say the movies before my phone.
Okay. So Smile 2, which is a horror movie. Venom: The Last Dance. I heard the acting in that was like a horror movie. Beetlejuice, which is scary.
Mhm.
The Wild Robot, which is a little bit more fun.
I love the Wild Robot.
And then The Forge, which is some kind of Christian movie. I don't
I don't
know. I know that a lot of Christian people have been coming in to see that.
We have been talking about rigor mortis, and I wanted everybody, if I could pull it up, because I've been having it in our, not this one, it was in our last one. They got a grant. And I was reading their page, and they got a grant to something.
Well, that would explain it, because let me tell you something. There had to be thousands and thousands of dollars invested in this. It's crazy.
I was trying to see. Yeah. Okay. So it says Rigor Mortis has renovated 2 brand new haunted houses for the 2024 season to the highest detailed standards in haunted attraction industry. It's the second haunted house that has received a $150,000 facelift,
awesome.
including a state-of-art sound system and professionally designed lighting to create the most immersive experience possible. 2 new haunted attractions, new themes, as well as Merlin. They got the Merlin award-winning magician, Jordan Winton Magic Theater, and the magic of Jordan Winton appears in Jordan's Magic Reimagined Theater, located in the Rigor Mortis Haunted House, and an experience a Vegas-style show with unique modern twists and turns that you never expected. Awarded the Tennessee's largest grand illusion show by IMS, Jordan is proud to present an illusion show in an intimate setting like no other.
So that would explain a lot. I do. Oh, that was a little scary. I do encourage you to order your tickets online.
Order your tickets online.
Ahead of schedule to skip the line. You can do that. And also, if you are somebody who suffers from seizures, this is not for you. There were strobing lights, and we don't want to trigger a seizure. So, that's normally a concern, and that's definitely not something you want to do in here.
Right.
But yeah, it is 2 haunted houses, because you start upstairs and then you go outside and they take you downstairs and then they throw you back in.
Yeah.
And he got shut in the door, y'all. I'm telling you, you missing all the side action.
I know. Okay. I love it. I cannot wait.
So that's what all is going on. You've got other options. So in case you don't want to go trick-or-treating or you don't want to pass out candy, because like I'm off Shelbyville Road. I mean, there's nobody coming to my house and knocking on the door.
Same. My house will be like have a bowl on the front porch, and if the first kid that comes decides
they're going to take all of it, yeah.
Take it.
Oh, the other news to mention is Spring Street down here downtown where we just did the glow party. It's
Mhm.
going through some changes.
They are.
Trendy Trunk 2 is moving out. She's going to become a mobile
Boutique.
on the road, and Little Posies, which has been across the street, where Joyce Owens
Joyce Cooper.
Joyce Cooper. I'm sorry. Joyce Cooper's office
Joyce
used to be.
Williams Cooper.
But it doesn't matter because they're not there
Wally
either.
Arcade.
But anyway, they're going over there where Trendy Trunk 2 was. So if you're
Yeah.
looking for Little Posies Boutique, they'll be moving across the street here shortly, and Trendy Trunk is out.
I will tell you, with all this movement and stuff, I will say, I can't say too much, but 2025 is actually looking up for downtown and Spring Street.
I'm telling you, I'm so excited. I love it when we do all these changes and these things. I mean, we've got both Red Doors here. Cookies by Brax is doing incredible.
Mhm.
They're open today. Go get your cookie fix. I might be wondering.
I need to go over there to get some banana pudding cookies if you have any, because I still haven't got to get mine.
I don't know if he does or not. I know strawberry and cream is what he was saying he was going to do, and I'm like,
Okay.
not that I need anything else. I just came back from vacation where I snacked the entire way.
Hey, it's all right.
But we are going to talk about that. That's one thing that Kelly said that we talked about putting in there, is that's why I had to leave in such a rush on Friday, is because I ran away from home, literally. I pack up my car and I hit the road, and it's a mental health thing. But I go and I see parts of Tennessee I've never seen before, and it's so much fun. And I got in a fight with a zebra.
Oh.
Zebras are a little aggressive. I'm just going to say it. Or maybe that one was.
Oh, thank you, Linda. Look at that.
Oh, see.
Yeah, we have a special guest that has just arrived.
But anyway, I went and saw Covered Bridges and everything, and so I did a couple of haunted things.
Yeah. So Melody,
we're going to talk about that.
Is going to be doing
travel blog,
travel blog,
I don't know.
Travel piece, an editorial.
Yes.
I'm trying to remember the terms to use. Thank you, Jenny. And by the way, a shout out to our newest addition to the group. Our community volunteer, Jenny Jacobs, has joined the newsletter group. And so hopefully y'all enjoy her story about, rolling houses and how Halloween was really tricky. Just read it. It's really good. It's really good.
But we'll be talking about that. Also, the choir had their concert Tuesday night, which is why I came back early from my trip. And did not disappoint. They did such an incredible job. They did a version of Creep by Radiohead that has been living rent-free in my head. Okay. It is so good. I may need to post that on the page.
You should.
Because they did that. They did Beethoven's Fifth Symphony. They sang Beethoven's Fifth Symphony. That's an instrumental piece. It was.
Jeanette's amazing.
Oh, she is.
She knows how to talk to those kids and make them do whatever they.
It was so good. They did Hey Jude. They did some Halloween numbers too. But I'll post some of those videos because they were really, really good. And this Friday night is our last football game. It is senior night.
Yes, come out, support. They are. If you see, they are getting better each game. We haven't won a game yet, but we are doing better. And that's the whole point of, it's not about winning or losing. It's about getting better. Now, I will say this because I wouldn't say nothing. I wouldn't say to Coach Matt Turner, if they lost the whole entire season and did not score, what do we need to fix? What do we need to change?
Well, and that's the thing.
They keep getting better.
They do. So that's what I've always told my kids. Whenever they fail a test or they make a mistake, I'm like, you're not a loser.
Yeah.
You haven't failed. You've learned a lesson. I think I've said this on the air before. You've learned a lesson. As long as you don't repeat that mistake, as long as you can go back and do it again,
fix it.
Then you're good because you've taken that knowledge. You've learned one way not to do this. You've learned, well, that didn't pan out. And you try again and you keep pushing for it and you keep going. And then you're not a loser and you're not failing because you're still going.
Yeah.
And I think that that's what this football season has been about, is learning what works and what doesn't work.
Yes.
And being able to take that knowledge and make a better season next year. But even look, I told y'all I'm not a football person. I don't know. I mean, you know,
being character the whole time.
He's just over there chilling. Anyway, I don't know. I mean, you know, they're getting one in the basket.
Sorry about other stuff before I forget.
But anyway, I don't do football. But even, I mean, I can tell that they're doing it. But I will be there Friday night. I'll be down there taking pictures for our newsletter. And that's what I'm going to be doing today because now I'm like, 6 or 7 events behind in getting my photos edited. So
You're
my phone
fine.
is
You're
going
fine.
off,
You're
and
fine.
I'm just gonna sit on the couch and watch horror movies and
Veg
edit
out
pictures.
on and candy.
Yeah. Ooh, candy.
I want some
I've
candy
eaten
corn.
candy.
You need a refill on that bucket. I'll be at your house Monday
It'll
expecting.
be on sale tomorrow.
I know.
Yes.
So with that said,
Well, come Monday, all the trees will be out, just so you know.
oh yeah.
There are 35 Christmas trees in my house. We should take them on a tour after I get everything up.
Why not?
I mean, because I don't open it up so that everybody
If
can come
anybody
in.
that's listening is opening an open idea to doing like a podcast where you can let us in your house vis-a-vis from the podcast and you take
Ooh.
tour around, how neat would that be?
That would be fun, especially at Christmas time, because some of y'all go all out. Wesley Hillis Cook over here, who will come in and decorate your house for you. I said it. She'll come in there and put up your Christmas decorations, everything, and make it look like a department store.
Yeah.
She's awesome. So yeah, if you want to do that, contact Wes because she does a great job. Mine are all decorated except for
Right.
2. I
Shout out,
just
Tom. Love you.
sling them
Yeah.
out there. But anyway, so there are 35 Christmas trees, and those will be up by next week because
Yes.
Wonderland of Trees is coming, and I got to get my house done before
Yeah,
we
and
do
we'll
Wonderland of
talk
Trees.
more about Wonderland of Trees and
Absolutely.
all the November events coming up next week. Okay. With that said, we are gonna get this started. I'm gonna let him do his character. If you did not see, I did a little promotional video for Dr. A.L. Blackheart, and he is here on our Halloween special to tell us some stories and stuff.
Pumpkin in this box.
Allow me. You don't want to sit that box.
Don't look in the box, Melanie.
It's going to be
In people's boxes.
Okay.
Okay, I'm out. Love you guys.
I love you.
happy Halloween.
As the promo said, the doctor is in.
Good morning, Kelly.
Good morning, doctor.
Good morning, Warren County. How are we?
I'm good. We've had a good morning so far. This is a new look for you.
Oh, this comes out at certain times of the year.
Okay. So before you start telling us your fun, like a few of your stories this morning, you are also going to be making another appearance somewhere else, correct?
Yes, today at dead noon, I will be at the basement at the First Presbyterian Church, meeting with our civic leaders in the Rotarian Club
Okay.
and informing them about some of the evil things
In Warren County?
that are maddening Warren County.
Again, that's why it's called Madness in McMinnville, right? So again, if you and I'm assuming, do you have to be a Rotary member to participate in this event?
No, you have to be a guest of a Rotary member.
Okay.
And if you know a Rotary member, ask them if you can be their guest. And I'm sure they would oblige you.
Okay. I love this. You're in full character. It's a little creepy. Okay. I think that's the whole point. So with that said, go ahead,
Oh, for those of you who don't know me, I am Dr. Atticus Livingston Blackheart. I am a walking nomad of life, and I continue to search the world over for things that are strange, dark, and mysterious. And in Warren County, there is a lot of strange, dark, and mysterious.
Is there?
Yes, and I believe it's because of our geographical location here that has a lot to do all the way back to the ancient tribes of Indians that hid amongst these hills and in these caves.
I agree.
Mysterious and evil things go on in our caves. And so that's why
I feel like
Dr. Atticus is here. Oh, by the way, you look lovely, Kelly.
Thank you. I'm trying to get my witchy vibe going on today.
You most definitely have that. And that's one of the things that I'll be talking about today.
Oh, more appropriate.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Especially here in Warren County. Because right down the road in Irving College, there is a cave system that runs through. And I'm going to be talking about the things that were discovered in that cave about 50 years ago.
Okay.
And that still haunt us today. We're excited Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you got some friends.
Oh yes. All my ghoulish friends come out for Dr. Atticus.
They should.
Oh
This is
yes.
my first time. I'm already starting. Okay.
Well, we'll try to keep it PG.
Okay. Thank you.
But no. I'll be telling stories about some of the strange occurrences that happened here throughout time. Even back in the last century, and the century before, there have been documented cases of things that have happened right here in the Warren County area that will scare the bejesus out of you.
I can only imagine.
So I hope to have folks come out today. And if not, maybe Kelly and I can record the stories with maybe some graphics and let you see
Yeah.
some of the odd places and things because I have taken pictures of some of these things.
Okay.
And there are documented even things that date back to the Southern Standard
Wow.
that talk about some of these strange occurrences.
Okay.
So we don't want to forget these things.
Yeah. If you forget them, then they're forgotten, forgotten history that we should always remember.
Oh, yes. And many of you may know of one of the incidences that has happened here in the past, the glowing tombstone
No.
at Pike Hill at the Faulkner Cemetery.
Mm.
Oh, yes, that has been a somewhat urban legend for many years, but it's not so much of a legend as an actual sighting.
Okay.
So that's one of the things we'll be speaking about. And many places have their own set of dark and mysterious legends. And we just so happen to be connected to one of the largest in Tennessee, the Bell Witch of Adams, Tennessee. We have a direct correlation with that. Yes. Are you familiar?
I am very familiar with the Bell Witch, thanks to Jimmy Haley.
Jimmy Haley is one of our great storytellers here in this community, and he keeps the history preserved and is able to tell it like it truly was when it happened.
He actually, on a YSI trip, he took us to a family, the house.
Oh.
And that was like in my time when I was little, or when I was in school and during YSI, and I was like talking about stories of the kids having scratch marks and not being able to sleep at night because something's still pulling the covers off. It's a whole thing. And yeah, I don't talk about it too much because I do believe that is real.
Oh,
100%. I just think people do get haunted.
Oh, yes. And there's a right reason for that. A lot of people don't know the history of actual Halloween and the things that go along. And Halloween started as a Christian holiday.
It did.
And so some of the paganism has tried to overtake. So what Dr. Atticus likes to do is set the record straight.
Do it.
Please, all you people of Warren County, do not dabble in the dark arts. Do not go out on seances and try to conjure spirits. It's not what you're supposed to do, and it will lead you down a dark and deadly path. So please take Dr. Atticus' advice. Do not go down that road because something evil lurks behind it.
And if you do it wrong, you leave something open that you cannot close.
Oh,
just to say.
Yes.
Because I always get scared. I've been told that, when you open up a door, you don't open up a door and say, "Come on in," if no one's there.
Oh.
Have you heard that?
Oh, that's the Vampire Creed.
Yeah.
If you open the door and invite it, something like a spirit or a vampire in.
Yeah.
And a vampire is just another conjuring spirit.
Yeah.
It's something that's undead. And so we look at things like witches and the history behind witches. And here in the great foothills of the Appalachian Mountains, there's a lot of deep, rich history. And with the fables and storytelling, it brings about the perverse, the people who are maybe hermits or curmudgeons.
Okay.
And so a lot of people find some type of morality tale in that. And so that's why they've passed these on. But there is a reason why they started these things, and it's because of the bad living, the things that people did that caused them to go awry and find the darkness.
I hate to hear that.
Mhm.
And, you know, when I did my investigating about witches and things like that, they really, being a witch at the beginning, from what I was finding, and again, you got to be careful what you read, but, you know, they were doctors themselves helping and healing people.
Oh, yes, these a lot of people. These were a culmination of the medicine man
Yeah.
meets the local pharmacist and concocted things. Now, if you look at one of the greatest witch events ever, the Salem witch trials,
Trials.
that was a lot of cases, people that went overboard on the
Yeah.
hysteria. But hysteria can overtake a community, and we see that now with things that go on even in our times now.
Yeah. At the end of the day, and I think the doctor can agree with me, if it's something that you don't understand, or you might be a little uncomfortable because you don't understand it fully, because it's not like the normal, you get scared.
Oh, yes.
And that's what happens.
Well, you can let your imagination run wild. And so that's why we talk about the peace that surpasses all understanding. And that's why the holiday of Halloween actually dates back.
Oh, see, we're back.
What you just experienced. It's maybe a rare occurrence, but it could be the darkness trying to tamper
Mhm.
with what we're trying to
The
proclaim.
spirits are not happy.
No, they're not.
They're trying to shut it down.
Yes.
I love it. But you know, Dr. Atticus, you know, so when you go to the Rotary Club today, you're just going to tell a ton of stories about the history with the Indian trails, the witchcraft, the like all that.
Yes, the title of tale, so
Yeah.
to speak. And it's not a story per se, as more of a report of the
Okay.
things that have gone on in the past, things that people may have forgotten, and where we are right now.
Okay.
And so we're going to journey through history and look at some of the odd things that have happened right here in Warren County,
Yeah.
things that people may or may not
The
know about,
unexplainable.
the unexplainable. We'll start off and we'll talk about a very common one that has been spoken about at the Rotary before in years past, about the strange occurrence of a young lady named Thankful Taylor.
Hmm.
Yes. And it has a
Okay.
direct McMinnville connection because one of the doctors that saw Miss Thankful Taylor, she lived right outside of Warren County in near Christiana,
Yeah.
between here and Murfreesboro. And she was plagued by something very evil and hideous. And I don't want to give it out to you
All
just
right.
now because we may save that as a Friday the 13th type story that
That's
we can
a good
do.
idea.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so we'll come back to that one.
And another story that I hear a lot of is the Magnus house
Oh, yeah.
with the muddy steps. Like even if you clean it's the dirty steps or the muddy steps.
Mhm.
Even if you clean the steps going down to the basement, for some reason they're always like footprints of dust coming back up. And I've talked to CK and they're like, yeah, you can come over and film anytime to see it happen. And I'm like,
Well, along with that,
yeah.
and I can't reveal my sources for this one, but there have been strange occurrences at the Magnus Library, and they say Mr. Magnus himself roams the halls at night,
Oh, wow.
upstairs, downstairs, and in the basement.
And I can confirm I've heard the same thing because at one point, Mr. Magnus, there was they lived up there. I saw his old bathroom that they still have not renovated. It's really cool because and the magnet, if you go talk to the ladies and they feel like they can show it to you, when showers were not a thing, Mr. Magnus wanted the best things, and he was a tall man.
Mhm.
And in his shower, it's not one pipe like we have; it's like a bunch of pipes that are lined on the wall with this big shower, and it had to be an extra tall one because he was such a tall man, and that's still in there.
Oh, wow.
You should ask them. It's
Oh,
really
yes.
neat.
And
Take
then,
pictures of that.
and then for those of you who haven't been able to hear Mr. Jimmy Haley speak, oh my goodness, he knows so much history about this. I
Yeah.
had the pleasure of getting to listen to him speak the other night, and he
Mhm.
talked about Mr. Cowan Oldham, and who was the originator of the Park Theater
Oh.
here. And I've been in there at night, and you just feel a presence, an ominous presence, especially when you're there by yourself.
Mhm.
And so this has been verified by people who work there
Yeah.
and some of the custodial staff that takes care of things when the theater is empty. They feel it too,
Like somebody watching over them.
like somebody watching over them, but following them.
Mm.
And they have witnessed strange shadows when there's no lights on.
Yeah.
Very, very odd to have a shadow when there's very limited light in there.
Yeah, in there. And it's a lot of the original work.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. One more thing before I have to let you go, Dr. Atticus.
Yes.
Anything else we haven't tapped on?
Oh, yes. Be safe on Halloween night and make sure that you don't go out into places that you shouldn't be.
Mhm.
Halloween has a history in the last 100 years of mischief and things that are no good. So we want to encourage everyone to be safe as they go from door to door, and also make sure that you watch out for cars. If
Mhm.
you have children, please make sure that they don't end up on somebody's rooftop or doing something silly. There are strange stories
There
of
is.
people taking apart cars and putting them on top of people's houses
Yeah,
back in the
that
20s and
happens.
30s. So,
Taking your tires.
yes.
I've seen that happen too before. And also too, I'm wondering, Dr. Atticus, have you voted yet? Because today is the last day
Oh, yes.
for early voting.
Yes, Dr. Atticus has voted. Oh,
Congratulations.
thank you. And Dr. Atticus wants to encourage everyone that today is the last day. They will be shutting down at 6 o'clock here at the Locust Street, and actually all 3 locations.
Centertown CIC, Morrison Town, and on Locust Street at the admin building.
Yes. And so our next chance to vote after today is November 5th, Tuesday, starting at 8 o'clock in the morning. And the polls will run from 8 to 7.
They will.
So Dr. Atticus hears.
And also, too, don't forget, when you're in the line at 7, a volunteer is going to come out, even though the polls close at 7. If there's still a long line, you still get to vote. But if you come after 7 and you see that volunteer standing out and they tell you it's 7:10, sorry, you've missed your chance. So today, go and vote. Bring your identification card and get it taken care of. If you have, I'll say this because I say it all the time when I see Dr. Atticus or anybody from the Election Commission come in and talk with us. If you are new to town and you're not a registered voter, or if you've changed addresses and you are a registered voter, is what I should say, go to early voting so you can change your address. It's one of the simplest things to do. And again, we will talk on Monday's show about precincts, where you got to go. And also, too, if you're new to our town and you don't know what precinct to go to, contact Susie and them and find out, like, this is my address. Where do I go and vote? Because you won't want to go to, for example, mine is the church at Shells Ford. But say I change my addresses and I'm waiting in line the whole time. And they're like, sorry, Kelly, you got to go to Centertown CIC, whatever, So again, find out where you're supposed to go and get it done, because this is one of the biggest election times to go out and vote. It is your privilege. It is your right. And let me tell you, I've had such a fun time, Doctor, talking to people that have voted, whether they vote we don't tell who they voted for. We're like, did you go vote? And we're all excited, even though I know what side they're on. I'm just so excited to see people go and vote this year.
Look at that, Kelly. There's Brian Carr. Let's get Brian Carr here to see what he has to say about this. Excuse me. Here, Brian.
I didn't know if Brian wanted to come and visit us for a minute. But again, it is an exciting time. Voting is going on. I know there's watch parties going on. And I know as soon as Brian gets over here, he'll talk about the watch parties before I let you guys go. And again, all of us from Warren First, before I forget to mention, I want to wish everybody a happy Halloween for sure. I love this. I love this. He always talks about, let me put my hat on. There you go, bro. Look at you. Okay. You can keep it on. Oh, no. Okay. Here we go.
Hey, Kelly. Hey.
Everybody.
How is everybody? Sorry about my hair this morning. Just I'm going to have to let my freak flag fly.
Yeah, just let it fly.
What you been doing today?
Well, I got to talk to Dr. Atticus, and he was a nice gentleman.
Well, Dr. Atticus is a really nice guy.
He's a little creepy.
Yeah, he comes from a creepy clan.
Yeah, but it's okay. He's full of knowledge. He's a doctor.
And you look like a witch.
I am dressed up as the Sanderson sisters.
Oh, yeah. Today. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. But of course, this is our Halloween special, but I want to end it on a high by talking about voting.
Yes.
And you guys there's several things going on. There's a watch party and everything that everyone is invited to.
Yes, Warren County Republican Party. The only thing that they're doing is sponsoring this.
Yeah.
But on Tuesday night, starting at 6 o'clock, everyone, the whole community is encouraged to come out to the Park Theater. There's going to be concessions that you can purchase, but there's going to be prizes that you can win. There's going to be entertainment. There's going to be a lot of praying and singing. And so we're really excited to have different groups within the community come out and be part of that. Yeah. And so win, lose, or draw, it doesn't matter who's going to be the president, but we all need to pray for whoever that person is. Yes. And so we want to come together as a body of believers and just a whole overall community response. Yeah. That's really what it is, because it's a response to the gift that we've been given to be able to vote. So,
and I will say this, if you come to this event wanting to start anarchy. Please don't.
No.
This is like you said, just to come together, pray together, sing together, watch it together. And because no matter what, I even said this when Trump got shot. We need to be praying for the Biden administration and for Kamala Harris that nothing bad happens at this point for these people. At the end of the day, these are human beings.
Yes.
They put their pants on like us. They brush their teeth like us. They might have a different job title, but they're still a person.
But yes, win, lose, or draw. And this is one of the things that makes this country great. You may not agree with somebody's political stance. You may not agree with the things that their platforms register for, but they're still a human being. They've been put in that position. We need to pray for them.
Yes.
And so that's what we want to do. We want to start this this new term of whoever it is with a fresh start and really a biblical and Christian perspective on things.
Yes.
So we can't lie. I mean, I'm speaking for the Republican Party. Most of us in are conservative Christians, and we want to make that our platform. We want to make what would Jesus do?
And that's okay because we live in America. That's that's what we get. And the Democrats, they have their platform. The Independent Party, they have their platform.
And there's more things that bind us together than separate us. So we want to celebrate that. And so that's really where we're at with this election watch party. We're very thankful for our sponsors that have donated to help make this event possible. And I apologize, I don't have the link that has everybody in there, but we'll try to come on tomorrow and then again next week and really let people know who's sponsoring this and more details as far as what's going on. But yes, what is her name? Sarah Jessica Parker.
Yes. I'm Sarah Jessica Parker, which she plays Sarah Sanderson.
Yes. Did you know that she was one of I think she was the second or third Annie in the Broadway.
No.
Yes.
Hence why she's Matt Broderick's wife, because they're all about Broadway.
Oh, she is incredible. She's an incredible singer. So if you ever get the chance, go look up some of her old YouTubes of where she's.
I know I have to cut this short today. Is there anything else before I have to let you go?
No, I want to thank all the businesses that are working with the community that are sponsoring Halloween. Oh my goodness. Come on.
Anna always dresses up to the nine too. I always love it. Happy Halloween. But again, it has been a blast hanging out with Melody Krim this morning. Remember, we're going to put up a prayer list on the Warren First page, and we're going to pin it because with all the deaths and devastation and destruction that we've had and anything that is going on in your life that's important to you, whether it's a new job opportunity, whatever the case may be, please put it on there. If you want to put an unspoken prayer, because we have a ton of prayer warriors in this community that is willing to pray for you, to pray for a complete stranger. And we will not take any of these prayers off until, you take them off. If your prayer's answered, take them off the list. But with that said, take care. God bless. Enjoy the rest of the day. And remember, Warren County.